What's up guys, my name is Sean, welcome to my Tech channel. Today we are checking out this very unique keyboard. This is Kwumsy K2. It's a 71 key mechanical keyboard. This particular model has blue switches, but also this thing has this LCD panel right here. That's an HD panel 1920 by 515. It's kind of like a 3:1 ratio. It's a 60 Hz panel and it is touchscreen with very high contrast, 1200 to 1. So the unit works both with Windows and Mac, and this is the list of everything comes inside the box as well as the specification of this keyboard. So this is the keyboard right off the bat. As you can see, the screen is very large. It's almost as big as the keyboard section itself. As you can see, it's a very reflective and glossy screen. This is how the switches sound. So these are clicky switches, which are known to be the loudest with the most amount of pressure. Typically, they require about 60 grams of force to actuate. So if you like to really feel the click, these switches are really good. Now the blue switches are typically too loud for office environment, but just gotta keep that in mind. This, by the way, is also RGB as well, and we're gonna test that out. So let's see what else we have inside the box. Comes with a wrist pad, switch puller, and keycap puller. Interesting. So it is HDMI to a USB-C and to two USB type A's. We're gonna check it out, see how that's used. A USB type C to USB type C. Ooh, this is nice. For everyday use, probably having maybe like a dust cover is probably better, but nonetheless, this is the sleeve that comes in. And a color owner's manual. This is supposed to be plug and play, but let's check it out. We already looked at how it sounds. There are no buttons on the right side. There are no buttons or port on the left side. In the back, this is where we have some actions happening. So I see a plus or minus and a power or maybe an action button. From what I understand, you actually can control the settings of the screen from here. And this is where you have your USB type C, as well as your two USB type A's. I am very curious to see what this is for and how it's used. So in the back, you have these four kind of like anti-slip surfaces right here. Let's see, did it work? Yeah, they do. And you have these legs, and this should be a two-stage leg or one stage. No, it's one stage. So powering with a single USB-C, it booted up really fast. I get the keyboard setup assist. I'm gonna test the keyboard for a few days and come back, but this is your first look at how this keyboard looks and the quality of the screen. By the way, these are Gateron switches. They are hot swappable. We're gonna check them out, but I just wanted to share that with you before I forget. There you go. The RGB lighting is very subtle. It's not too bright. Some people may love it, some people may hate it. So function up and down, it changes the brightness. If there's any animation, function right and left will change the speed, and function and insert will change the different available animations. There you go. So this is one I can show you how to make the animation go slower or faster. So I'm having some issues with my
audio equipment. This is the 4th time I'm shooting this segment of the video, but here we go again. I wanted to tell you, after a few days of use, everything you need to know about this. I tried to test this with my iPad, with a Windows laptop, as well as my MacBook Pro. And there was a lot I want to share with you about every single one of them, but this is the best way I can summarize it. Starting with the iPad. Number one, what's going to happen to the screen? As you can see, it will do a full mirror image. Number two, can you use the touchpads? You really can't. You should see this little pointer pop up on the screen, but that doesn't do anything. Then I was curious, since you can use a Bluetooth mouse with the iPad Pro, can I just hook up a wired mouse and try to use it that way? You can. You see a pointer, but it doesn't really do anything. So as far as the keyboard part goes, it works actually very well. My name is Sean, and I love burgers. The Mac experience is pretty straightforward. You just connect one USB Type-C, and you are easily connected. Right off the bat, this will start as an extension of your screen, not as a mirror screen. But if you see that, you can go ahead, change it in the setting. As far as the window quality or the screen quality, I honestly think the screen is absolutely fine, especially for a secondary screen. It's very bright. It's a little bit overexposed, so I feel like I may need to lower the brightness a little bit. Definitely max brightness and max contrast is not very smart when you connect it. I don't think you can necessarily, it's smart to edit on this page, but I think what you can do is when you're editing on your main page, you can drop some of your tools and stuff that you're monitoring on the secondary screen. So that way on your main screen, you have a lot more real estate to work with. If you're a programmer, again, you can have some of the extra windows down here, your debuggers, monitors, your dashboards and whatnot you can monitor while you're using your main screen. You can use this to try to place the apps that are your secondary apps that are open or windows that are open. It could be Spotify, Apple Music, or maybe your messaging app, Twitter and whatnot, or Teams, Slacks. So it really comes down to the productivity in that case. So for Windows computer, same thing. You can connect with a single USB Type-C, and it can simply go ahead, power, and connect. Initially, you may see this as a squished kind of like mirror image of your screen, but you can go to your setting and change that to an extension, and this is what you would get. I do want to point out about something I noticed. So take a look at the quality of the images you see on the screen and how overexposed everything seems. What I did find is when I use this funky cable that it came with, I get much better quality out of that. So let's try to give that a shot. So the HDMI and the two USB Type-A's, you connect both of them to your laptop. So all of a sudden, I don't know if you noticed, but the screen quality, it just like doubled. The colors look so much better and so much more natural. And I'm gonna pull up the same screen we were looking at. You can see how much better the colors look. Touchscreen still works fine. You can use this for quick scrolling. And finally, let me show you the image quality of the screen before I sign off, so you can kind of get an idea what this thing is capable of. My daily driver for several reasons, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. So this is the VR P10 by Soundcore, which is a division of Anchor. This is officially made for Meta. It is certified. Honestly, this is a very impressive secondary screen, so it is much better than you would need for what this thing can offer. So we talked about the possible use cases. I do want to talk about a couple of cons and I wishes about this. Number one is the screen finish. It is very glossy, so reflect lights, and it is a fingerprint magnet. And the second thing is the degree of this this screen. If there was an option, I know that would make the keyboard more expensive, but if this thing could tilt maybe 5 degrees higher, that would make a huge difference, like 5 or 10 degrees higher for this to pop up if you want to. But outside of that, again, you got an extra screen on top of your mechanical keyboard. Thank you so much for watching. This is everything I wanted to share with you. If I missed anything, you got any questions, drop a comment down below. You know where to find me, and I'll do my best to answer every single one of your questions. Peace.